Started. Okay, guys, so tonight's Zoom I'm super excited about for a couple reasons. You know, this is February, and February and March, I'm going to say, are going to be the months that you are so much more likely to achieve and reach a great amount of momentum, but also your goals, your team hitting their goals, and so forth. It doesn't matter how long you've been part of the company. It doesn't matter what you've been doing. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of times what we've done the past 4 weeks to 6 weeks is going to be what our results are right now. Oh, I don't know what that was. I'm going to mute everybody real quick. So, hold on. 1 second. Mute all. Okay, it should all be muted. So one of the reasons why I wanted to make this tonight about goals, your why, I'm going to put this down so I don't forget, your how, and what your focus needs to be, is because you have to know where you're going in order to reach it. And you have to take action steps. You have to know how you're going to accomplish it. And you have to, at the end of the day, guys, you have to know why you're doing it in the first place. For me, when I first joined in network marketing, it'll be 5 years in March. I joined because, well, first of all, I wasn't looking for it, but I was looking for answers. I knew something had to change. In fact, I was to the point financially where I was working full-time at the hospital, and I was working weekend midnights. I worked that for years and years and years. I worked weekend midnights, where I worked every other Friday night, and I worked Saturday and Sunday every week. So anytime my family had something or somebody had a birthday party or whatever, I either didn't make it because I was sleeping, or I just didn't prioritize it because I was tired. I was exhausted from working a 13-hour shift the night before, and it's just how it was. I didn't know there was anything different out there. And my husband had been switched jobs about a year earlier, right after we had our youngest daughter, and we had started getting piled up on bills. I was working at a second hospital. I would work sometimes 5 to 6 nights straight, midnight shifts, where I would leave for work at 6 o'clock. By the time I got there, clocked in, got report and so forth, and would leave the next day, getting home at almost 8 o'clock in the morning, sometimes later. And my husband and I were literally just in passing. So I was working between my normal 36, which was never 36 hours, to sometimes 50, 60 hours a week on those night shifts. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever worked night shift before, but it totally wears you out. And we still were in a place where that January, and some of you guys heard me talk about it the other night, that January of 2013, we pulled in and my car got repossessed in front of my kids. And here I am working 2 jobs. My husband was working again. We were just trying to make up for after Christmas. And we were in a position where it was like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And that's when my mom introduced me about a month and a half later to this industry. And she had never done anything like this either. I mean, sure, she had passed around Avon pamphlets her friends had sold and Mary Kay stuff, and she talked about it. But I never really understood this industry, especially network marketing. I knew of Avon and direct sales in a way. I saw people selling 31 bags, but I never thought of it as something I could do. How would I have the time? I'm working all the time. I've got 2 kids. Layla plays soccer. I didn't see that opportunity. But then my mom approached me and told me about my cousin retiring. And I was like, what? people do that? Like, people actually make that kind of money? And she told me about this bonus that my cousin had gotten, which was a $10,000 bonus, and it was in my previous company, and it was paid out like overtime or whatever. But still, just the idea of making a $500 extra a month check, just the idea of turning around and selling the stuff that I bought because I got a special. My kid's going crazy, just in case you hear chaos in the background. She's getting ready for bed, and well, she's like, oh, tornado. But anyways, I knew that something had to change. Like, I needed to go, and I was actually debating going back to school to further degrees, which, mind you, I'm just going to be honest and tell you, I was already $86,000 in student loan debt. Because I had kept on going back to school and kept on deferring my student loans and having them on forbearance and getting because I couldn't afford the payments. So I just kept on going back. And those of you guys that don't know, like, I went to beauty school, and I ended up telling the owner to kiss my butt because he was not a very nice person. Then I ended up going to school, to another beauty school, and I am a licensed esthetician. Well, I was a licensed esthetician. I never renewed it. When I decided to go back after I managed a tanning salon, and just really it was not my thing, I went back to school again, and I went for psychology. And I did that for 3 years. I was on the dean's list. I worked a job. I was a mom at that time, and I was going to school full time. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, that's hard work. All right. It's never been an easy road. I didn't grow up with like a lot of money or anything like that, just so y'all know, because I know sometimes when you see people that are at a rank of a certain place, you think, oh, God, man, they've got it all together, or they've had this their entire life or whatever. But I'm here to tell you guys, no, I moved around probably like 20, 30 times when I was a kid, and my parents didn't have a lot of money, and they did what they did to survive and make sure I was protected. And I always had that belief in myself I could do more, right? So anyways, I went to school for psychology, and I was working in a substance abuse center. It was a 28-day rehabilitation center, and it's like it hit me like a ton of bricks one day after I came back from an NA meeting with the group. I would take a group of 11 to these AA meetings. I drove them, and then NA and AA meetings. So we came back, and I was there by myself with these people, that some of them were there because of the fact that the court ordered them to be. Not all good people, guys. Some of them were avoiding, jail time and so forth. And here I was in this very situation where I was like uncomfortable. And I was like, God, I'm making $7.15 an hour doing this. $7.15. I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, I live in West Virginia, so you don't make a lot of money doing some of the jobs, all right? $7.15 an hour. There is no way I'm ever going to pay off my student loans at $7.15 an hour. I'm not going to buy my house. I'm not going to do the things that I want to do. And I was like, at that point, I did some reflecting and some investigating, and my sister-in-law was in nursing school. And I said, you know what? I am going to apply for nursing school. And I really did not know if I would get in, but fortunately I did. And I went ahead and I switched my major a year before graduation to nursing and sociology. I took 22 hours a semester. I continued to work, and I was still a mom. Okay. And I want you guys to know this, because I want you to know a little bit about my story and the struggle and the hustle that's gone on behind the scenes, over the years. As soon as I graduated, I got a job. And just so you guys know, again, in the state of West Virginia, we don't get paid all that great as nurses. We don't. And I got pregnant with my youngest daughter while I was working that first job. And guess what? No maternity leave, even though I was a nurse and working in the hospital. No maternity leave. I got taken off 5 weeks early. We started piling up the bills at that point, and then I just already told you what happened when I decided and discovered, this industry. My why has always been literally to be able to give my kids the things that I didn't have. I didn't realize that, first of all, there's a difference between a house and a home. Okay. It's not about material things for me. It's about giving them something that they can be proud of, something that they see their mom working hard for, something that they themselves believe that they can dream. Like my daughters, like Leah's like, I'm going to have a YouTube channel and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. There's no limits. Like they don't see limits. My oldest daughter, she has the most artistic ability. And a couple years ago, she decided she was going to start playing softball, which I absolutely loved because she played soccer her whole life. And I was like, yes, softball, because I played softball. And I was so excited. But the thing was that she fell in love with it. And it's like they have no limits on themselves. Like it doesn't matter what one of them has weaknesses in. They find their strengths and that's what they focus on. And I couldn't ask for more. And I have to dig back in time and remember that not all of you guys, and this is something that might hit some of you guys, not all of you guys had those people in your life that believed in you. Okay. And I think that holds some of you guys back from believing that you can do this. I think that this holds some of you guys back in setting your goals, those goals that right now feel so unreachable, but they are so reachable. It just is going to take time. Okay. It's going to take time. It's going to take solid focus. I want you to think of every Olympic athlete. I want you to think about Justin Timberlake, who was just on the stage of the Super Bowl. I want you to think of those guys that were out there on the field. Yes, I don't want to hear any comments about the refs right now or about the teams that are playing, but I'm just saying they didn't get there by just showing up one day. They got there from the daily hustle. They got there because they showed up to practice. They went above and beyond. They kept on going even when other people said they weren't going to make it. Do you think that people thought whenever one of those guys was a little kid, there weren't people that said, you're never going to play for the NFL. You're never going to be a musician that's known around the world. You're never going to be. Of course there were those people, but they blocked them out. They got their focus and they just kept their head going forward. They set their eyes on the fact that there are people out there. And so what if there weren't people out there doing what they were doing? There's a possibility. And you have to go. Your why is going to change. I said that my kids are my why, but here's where it comes down to, guys. Your kids, if they are going to be your why, they can never be your excuse. Let that sink in. And I know some of you guys have heard this before, okay? If your kids are going to be your why, they can never be your excuse. Just like when my dad was part of my why, and he still is. Like, gosh, I've got the best angel in heaven, like watching over me, saying, Amanda, you can do this. And it pushes me every day because I'm like, God, like, what would my dad tell me to do if he was here? And my dad had one of the kindest, caring hearts. And guys, he didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. Like, he just didn't. And it didn't matter. And I remember somebody sent him a check in the bank, and it was made out to a Michael Smith, which is my dad's name. And it was $100 check. My dad didn't have any money, guys. And he called that guy on the phone and was like, this is not the right Michael Smith. Like, this is not the right person. So many people would have went and cashed that check, but it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of, you got to have integrity in life. You've got to do good by others, and you have to show other people that you care. There are some people on here right now who I know firsthand have some extraordinary whys and have gone through a ton, have gone through a ton, and they keep on pushing, and they may not be at their goals, whether it's self-belief, whether it's self-doubt, whether it's you've fallen backwards. And, sometimes when we fail, guys, and, fail is one of those things. I want to rename the word fail, a learning lesson. I want to name that fail a learning lesson, because I don't feel like I failed, in my last business. I don't feel like I failed in my last business. I feel like I lost my passion where I was and what I was doing, and I saw things that I didn't agree with anymore. And it's hard to believe in something when you don't believe. It's hard to see that your goals or other people's goals coming true. It's so forth. So, okay, first of all, I want to say your goals, you need to get right in front of you. So I might make a mess. I went yesterday and I bought, this will be the very first time that I've ever done this. And I was going to do it tonight, but I'm not going to while I'm on here. But I bought this, okay? And I bought all these little tacks because I know myself and I'm not going to color. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm going to print off pictures and I'm going to put all of this. And it's going to go right behind my desk, okay? And it's going to be my goals. My goals. And my goals are going to include you all, okay? Because it's something that needs to happen. I have my goals in my calendar, but guess what? That calendar gets shut every day. They're not right in my face, okay? I need to be able to see these goals. I need to be able to start checking off. I want to see our team double in 12Ks for 2018, which would be, guys, I think we finished off 2017 with 86 or 87 car bonus earners. I want to see over 200 this year. I want to more than double that number. I want to see double those amounts, because that means that every single one of those people at least is earning 300 to 800 for their car bonus every month. At minimum, that. Plus their weekly commissions. That's where my goal is. That's what my focus is. And then seeing, and here's the thing. I know for a fact that Carrie wants to get to 200K, okay? Because she expresses it. And what does she say whenever I say, what's your plans? I need to have 5 people go 40K. I need to see who those 5 people are going to be, or, it can be an 80K and then 3 people that are 40K or however it comes down to. But the reality of it is that she can't do that by herself. She's got to do that with people hitting their goals along with them. I know Sandy set a very, very high goal for herself this month. She says, I want to go 80K in February. And you know what, guys? She signed like 3 customers yesterday. Like, what the crap? I'm like, holy moly, woman. Like, you're just busting them out. And you want to know why? It's because she's in that zone. She's in that focus. Like, this is where my goal is. This is what I need to do to achieve it. Here's where I'm going. But if you don't have that focus and you allow the noise around you to start blocking it, then what happens is you start making excuses, okay? You start making excuses that, I'm just going to take today off. And I'm not saying don't take time off, guys. Here's the deal, okay? I am a firm believer that you need to recharge, okay? You need to recharge. And you need to also, you have to have time where you are maybe making dinner and you're in tune with your kids. You know what? My phone used to go in the kitchen with me all the time when I cooked, and I burnt everything, guys. I burnt everything. And it wasn't very fun for my husband or my kids. In fact, they tease me and my husband just jokes like I shouldn't cook at all because I get distracted like super easy and I forget about stuff or I don't set timers. Now, if I'm making stuff, literally my phone has to be in a different place because I don't want to sit on it. When I'm doing homework with my daughter, I don't answer questions on my phone. In fact, my phone goes on silent. When we're doing words, I don't answer my phone. I won't respond to you if I am in my I'm resting stage. Basically, my resting stage is right before I go to bed. I turn on a TV show, whether that's a challenge or, whatever. I also am kind of addicted to singing shows and really cheesy reality shows. Not really reality teeny bopper shows, honestly. And I'm okay with that. Anyways, I went years, guys, without watching TV because I felt guilty. I heard that. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, and I don't even care if it identifies a company. No BV and TV, like that was like broadcasted for us, right? And I felt guilty for watching. You know what? Everybody needs to rewind. People that work normal jobs need to rewind. If you hustle in between, who cares? I don't care what you're doing. If I'm at a soccer game, sorry guys, you're going to have to reach out to somebody else because I'm not going to let my daughter look up and see me on my phone whenever somebody else needs me. My kids are the reason why I'm doing this. Just like I just said, don't let your kids be your excuse. But if you're a parent, guess what? You got to prioritize, man. And sometimes that means you put that phone down. Does that mean that you don't work your business? No, I work my business, but not during my kid's game. Because like I said, when she looks up, there's been many times where I've been doing a Zoom, guys, literally when her game was over in the car on the way home from the game. All right. But you better believe it was after I had a chance to talk with her or after I got done watching her. Because even when I go on these trips out of town, my kids understand. Like yesterday, for those of you all that don't know, I went and my daughter, I threw away all of her stuff right around Christmas time. Like we cleaned out her room and we remodeled it and got a new bed. And she's been doing really good with keeping her room clean and organized. And I threw out her old dollhouse. And the reason why I threw it out is because it was just broken and old, and I have a little head dog animal that literally just like is old, and he just kept on like hiking his leg on it. And I was like, oh, hell no, we just need to get rid of this thing. So anyways, long story short, I went and I bought her a new Barbie house yesterday. So we put it together. She helped me. Guess what? I took pictures, but I wasn't working my business while I was like, we even went live for a minute, but that didn't work out. I just had to get focused, on doing the task at hand. And my kid loved it. That time that you spend with your children is important. Okay. Just like right before I did the Zoom, I was in the room sitting on Layla's floor, putting on some makeup, talking to her while she's like talking to her boyfriend, on the phone. And she's like, we're joking around and teasing and so forth. And I said, okay, I gotta go do the Zoom now. And my husband, I did kind of task off the bath to him tonight. I'm not disappointed at all. Because Leo was like running around like crazy. I was like, okay, fine. Well, I'm going to shut the door and daddy can give you a shower real quick. But the reality of it is that my kids know I'm here and I'm present. And so they are dreaming too. Layla wants to go to California this summer. My husband wants to go to California this summer. It was not really a place that we were planning on going to, but it's now on my dream board. It's now going to be something that I'm going to be planning and trying to figure out when we can go and when we can do it, and fitting it into my schedule. If you guys saw what my schedule looked like right now, I'm just going to tell you. Okay, so here in the next couple weeks, and I'm telling you this because I think it's very important. And I'm going to ask some other people to speak up here in just a second because you guys get tired of hearing me. But I'm going to tell you about priorities for me, okay? My kids have life going on. We do homework, we do schoolwork. Literally, we have a school meeting. We just had an IEP meeting last week. Wednesday, I'm going to Vegas. Okay. I'm going a day early and I'm leaving a day later than everybody else. Some people would look at that as you're taking time away from your family. No, I'm not. I'm going to bond with my team. Shout out to Evelyn, because she is a 4K on our team that did not earn the trip. But guess what? She's going to be there Wednesday. And I can't wait to see her. I can't wait to meet her for the first time. You know, I'm super excited. Absolutely. Hold on.
I made this. It's Pinkie Pie eating a cupcake. I'm Pinkie Pie.
Okay.
That's super cute, kiddo.
Okay. Mommy's going to work, okay?
I'll try and make a good life for Pinkie Pie.
A good life for Pinkie Pie.
Good voice.
A good voice. Oh, she was trying to imitate Pinkie Pie. Hey, okay, thank you. Love you. Will you shut that?
Wait, not like her.
Yeah, don't shut it all the way. Okay. Anyways, so I'm going on Wednesday to Vegas, and I'm going to be there till Monday morning. Okay. What I think about when I go there, sure, I'm away from my kids for a few days, but this is my job, guys. This is what I do full time. Okay. Every single bit of me going away is time where I'm going to refuel. I'm going to learn. I'm going to be inspired. I'm going to meet people that are going to tell me stories about why they're doing this and how they plan on achieving it and getting their focus and their goals out there. And I cannot even tell you how many of the people that I'll be meeting for the very first time has inspired me for years, that have just, you know, they believed in me enough that they decided to join me. And some of you guys, you know, the reality of this is that when you build that community, people are less likely to leave when they know you care about them. Okay. People are more likely to rally together with you and achieve their goals when they know you actually care, that you actually want to be there with them, that you actually want to spend. Listen, I always felt like I was on the outside because I've always been kind of the person who's like, I dance to the beat of my own drum type of thing, and I just kind of do my thing or whatever, and I never really felt included. I got to tell you guys, in this past year, I feel like I have stronger friendships than I've ever had in my entire life. Like a bond and goal setting, and just I can't even explain it. And don't get me wrong, at that, even with that said, that means sometimes that people I've been friends with my whole life, some of them kind of don't like that and they kind of fade out. And it sucks, but at the same time, does it mean I don't love them anymore? Of course I still do. But if they're going to be kind of like a negative Nancy, or like I have one friend that tells me I was on my phone all the time and so forth, but she didn't have to pay my bills. Okay. She didn't have to pay my bills. Never liked me doing network marketing, pretty much made me feel horrible about sending people on my team gifts. Okay. Because she didn't get gifts on her birthday. I didn't send her, but guess what? You know how many messages I've sent out to her that she's never replied or never tried to acknowledge or invited me to stuff. So the reality of it is that that's just her own fault. That's her own jealousy. That's her own problem. That's her own thinking. My friends should want to see me doing good. My friends should want to see me happy. And this makes me happy. Okay. So how do we get from where we're at to where we're going forward? Amber, I see you on here, and I want to tell you guys this. Amber has recently started a podcast. She has recently started a group. I pay attention. It's been something that's been on her dream board for a while. And I don't know if you guys have had a chance or have really listened to very many podcasts, but every time she does a new one, it pops up on my SoundCloud, a notification. that she has it. And I have to tell you this because I want you to realize that she's very goal driven on what she wants to achieve. And she knows that even though she might not be where she wants to be yet, by taking these steps and building that foundation, she's going to get there. Amber, you want to tell a little bit about your story? Oh, she totally didn't know, by the way, that I was going to call on her. Ha, 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 ha. She's like, everybody be quiet. Oh, wait. Did I? No, can't hear you. Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah, the headphones are still plugged in. Matt is watching the Super Bowl behind me, so. Okay, so, yeah, my story.
I know she has an incredible story, so I'm going to mute this because I'm going to let her talk and I don't want to interrupt her. Okay, go ahead.
So I was not prepared at all for this. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so my story starts back with I was raised with a pretty rough childhood that caused me a lot of negative mindset, didn't trust anyone, stayed pretty just in my own, like, worrying all the time, stressed, depressed, everything. From going through that, you know, I was always determined to have more, but what I went through then was always like the lack mindset from, you know, my family. So I was basically raising my brother and sisters when, let's see, I was making them dinner at, 8, 9 years old. I was left with 5 brothers and sisters for a long time. So sorry, I get really emotional and I wasn't prepared about that part. But some of that stuff, and I just never, growing up for a long time, I did not think I'd ever make it out of that. I was always just going to be with an alcoholic father. Just, it was never, I didn't know what it was. He worked hard. He was gone all the time, but he was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And I was left with kids, and my stepmom was MIA 24/7 because I was left with the kids. And, I didn't go to school a lot of days to put them on the bus, and I was feeding a newborn baby when I was, waking up at night and everything. So it was a lot, and I never expected to have success. That wasn't the statistic for me. What was expected was me to not finish high school, and out of us 6 kids, I'm the only one that did. And I still have some teenage brothers and sisters that are down a really rough path in life because they haven't got out of, they let all of that take over. And I pray for them and I hope they'll get there. And that's something, I'm still struggling with, that I go through because I love them so much. But I had to realize that I had to have more. So I made the tough decision. And that's been the biggest thing in my life where I have seen success finally, is I made tough decisions to step out of my comfort zone and to be uncomfortable. And from me raising my brother and sisters till I was 17, I decided to come to North Carolina because of some safety things, and I couldn't stay there anymore because things were getting just out of hand, and I had to get away from it. So I decided to go from Maryland to North Carolina, live with my mom, who I had never lived with since a baby. And doing that, I ended up being on my own after that. And, I just lived with friends and made it through life, but I counted change to pay for bills. I was on food stamps, WIC, Medicaid. I was embarrassed to go to the grocery store and pay with a food stamp card because I also, as I was growing up, I didn't let anyone know that side of me. I was embarrassed. I didn't want people to know that I struggled so bad. So I was the one hiding everything. I just did not want that. But in my mind back then, I got married young. I married someone basically just like my dad. and got divorced after almost 6 years of going through that, and have my oldest who has to go through it now. So I've made choices, bad choices, good choices, but the best things that I've done is I kept pushing forward no matter what has been thrown at me. And I mean, this is completely the G-rated version because some of it is just too emotional for me to even get into, but one day I will, and that's why I started my podcast. That's why I started a group, because I want to empower other people that have gone through struggles and that know you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter what, because it's all, you attract it. We'll just we'll get into that. And that's something I am very big. Now, no, I didn't attract that growing up. That's not something I asked for. But if I would have kept the mindset of everything that surrounded me, I would still be in that type of setting. But instead, I wanted more. I knew if I thought positive, and I started learning The Secret. Actually, my upline, Jamie, she, in our previous company, had shown me Law of Attraction, The Secret, and it completely changed everything. And ever since the past 4 years, I've been totally obsessed with manifesting. And basically, it's just attracting good things to you. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to stop worrying and stop being depressed and stop stressing out about what bills were going to get cut off or what I couldn't afford or what receipts I had to go through because I bought something for myself and, oh no, that didn't happen. And I'd feel guilty and have to go take it back and get the money for it because I just didn't have it. And I was tired of living that way. I was tired of counting change for diapers. I was tired of it. I was sick and tired of it. And the thing that changed everything was self-development, learning about self-love and how much that I did deserve more and I didn't have to be a statistic that would have been if I stayed in that mindset. And I have a lot of family and friends that are still there. They're still in that mindset, and a lot of them take what I'm doing as, I want to be a positive person. I want to be a good person. I want to empower other people to have more in their life. And sometimes people will be negative and be haters for that because, like Amanda was saying, like they're jealous, you guys. And they want to stay in that negative mindset themselves because it's just misery loves company. And I had to get away from that. And once I realized I was valuable and I was so worthy and I could have any success I wanted to, I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. And, that's where it got me. And when I seen 5 figures in a month time in my previous company, and then, come here and became a 12K leader in 3 weeks, it blew my mind that I wasn't the poor person counting change anymore, using my food stamps card or anything like that, or whatever you guys call it everywhere else. I know, it's called different things, but I didn't have to have the government helping me with assistance anymore. And I didn't think, I'll be really, really honest with you guys. My mom still does. She joined me in network marketing before. She's seen success for just a little bit and was making money and changing completely into this positive person. And one setback pushed her completely back. She quit, and it's just been completely into that negative mindset again. And now I'm just the crazy person that's going to keep doing network marketing. And it's just, I'm different, but that's not what it is. Anybody can do it. I did it, and I had never, ever done anything like this before in my whole life. I just changed my mindset and kept pushing forward and learning and getting on Zooms and surrounding myself with the team and good people and positive thinking, and it's changed everything. So I'll stop because I'll keep talking. I talk too much. But
no, you don't. No, you inspire the crap out of people when you talk. And
thank you.
There's a reason why I called on you. And I knew you weren't prepared, but I knew that you could reach people that have not had that support and have gone through some of those trials. And what would you say is your biggest why at this point? I mean, I could probably guess it, but I just, what would you say your biggest why is?
My family will always, of course, be, my kids mean everything to me. I will never let them see what I went through. So, of course, they're going to be my biggest why. And then my second biggest why is making sure that everybody that I connect with knows that they're worthy and that they can do. And that's the biggest thing, is I will always talk to people some way and find a connection to show them, no matter what crap they are having thrown at them, whatever storm they're going through. I've probably seen it or been through it, and I try to relate to them and let them know in some way. But just being a friend to people and being positive in the littlest way, sending an encouraging word. Like, I have a friend that is going through a divorce right now, and I just messaged her this morning and let her know, have a kick-ass day. I'm thinking of you. Simplest thing, and she tells me that it made her whole entire day. She messaged me just recently and was like, that just made my whole day. And I just want to keep spreading that.
Mm-hmm. You're amazing. You're amazing, Amber.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, because you've inspired me a shit ton, and you probably don't even realize it, but, and maybe I know I've told you, but I don't know if you know the magnitude of it. And I think it's important to let people know that, it's important to let people know that, you guys, I might be at the rank that a lot of people want to be at, but that's a goal that I was like so zoned in and focused on getting to as quickly as possible. But that's no longer like my goal anymore. My goal is to see everybody else achieve the things that they want to achieve, whether that's whatever it might be on their own personal level. But the thing is that you have to push through those times that you're going through hard times. Here's the thing, guys. When my dad passed away, it literally paralyzed me. It paralyzed me. I was not the same person ever again after that. And I realized how valuable life was. It was like it made me reevaluate everything. And I went back into working as a nurse, and I knew that that's not where my passion was anymore. And it wasn't what I wanted to do. And it was like, Jamie Pekka has been a longtime friend of mine. We met in my previous company, and she was just like, I'm going to sign you up if you don't sign up. Like, you need this, you can do this. And I see the possibilities. And Jamie has this way of telling me to get my ass moving. Okay? Like, she has that way of lovingly telling me, quit the bullshit and get to work. Okay? Get out of your own mind and let's do this. We're going to go to the top. And I got to tell you guys, it was like she replaced that voice of my dad telling me to get the hell over it and just go do it. And like, some of you guys need that. Some of you need to know, like, get the hell over. Like, you can do this. Like, you got to quit. You got to stop thinking that you can't. You got to stop thinking that you're not worthy. Is it going to be painful at times? Absolutely. It's going to be painful. Do you think I want to get on Zooms and just bawl my eyes out? But the reality of it is I want to do it because I want to reach you in a place. Oh, God, I want to reach you in a place where it's like, let me lift you up. And let me tell you, feed your mind full. Surround yourself with us. Surround yourself with the people that are going to push you to those goals, to be able to not have to count change anymore. Guys, I was that person. Listen, today we were at Food Lion, and we have this great big change thing. Okay. And I said, oh, look, we could dump our change in that Coinstar machine. To my husband, I said, that's how we used to get groceries. That's how we used to put gas in our car. That's how we used to buy Christmas, guys. That's how we used to go on vacation whenever we did. And normally it was because my mom rented the house or something and we were able to go if we got the gas money. We were able to have, you know, the extra money or whatever. But what I want you guys to realize is that nobody, okay, is going to get it like handed to them. You're going to have to show up when you don't want to show up. You're going to have to reach out to people when you don't want to reach out to people. You're going to have to push yourself to be uncomfortable, to talking is like one of the biggest ways of healing for me. It's like therapeutic. Okay. My husband said on the way, he said, what did he say? On the way to Food Line, because that's the grocery store we went to. On the way to Food Line today, he said, "You've got the gift of gab." He says, "But it's a great gift because it pays the bills." He says, "I'm not great at anything." This is what my husband said. "I'm not great at anything, but I'm good at everything." And I said, "That's not true. You're a great dad. Like, he's great. He's a great support. Like, anytime I've ever changed directions or whatever it was I was doing, he was like, okay, you know, whatever." I told him I'm packing up and going to Las Vegas from Wednesday to Monday. And I mean, he's like, okay, you know, like, I mean, if I showed you guys all the flights and things that I have, not all husbands are going to understand that. Trust me. He wasn't that husband when I started in this industry 5 years ago. In fact, he was the one who I was calling. He was like, "What are you doing?" And he was complaining the whole time when I was in conference and whatever. But here's the thing that he learned over the years is that he got a better wife. He got a better wife, one that is able to love harder and is stronger than who I was 5 years ago because of the people I've surrounded myself with, because of the way that I come back and believe in myself and believe in other people. It's affected every ounce of our marriage, every aspect of our family in a positive way. Don't get me wrong. Like, we've gone through hard times, rough times. And my kids, I've seen go through some hard times over the years. But what's happened is that we've made that turn, that corner where it's like they see that this is what I love and this is what I'm going to be doing. And whether it's talking, whether it is inspiring somebody, whether it's whatever. And the thing is, guys, I don't have the best before and after pictures of my body, but I do have an amazing transformation of my mind, my spirit, who I am as a mom, where I am in my marriage, who I am. So at the end of the day, you know, some people, you're going to get those negative Nancys who are like, you know, they're only seeing the one side of things, but what they don't know is that they don't see is right here, what's in your heart, why you're going to be unstoppable. I can promise you right now, nobody ever will grow a successful network marketing company that is literally fulfilling, okay, alone. You can't do it. You absolutely can't do it. And the beauty of network marketing is that you shouldn't do it alone. Okay? Some people look at that as, oh, I got to get all these people. No, you don't. You really don't, actually. You just need to be good at helping people reach their goals and helping people be inspired and helping believe in people and showing them that there is a way. Because guess what? If you go to work, if you go to a job, you're going to clock in, you're going to have to work. Okay? Same thing with this business. If you treat it that way, if you treat it as something, you're going to change lives, guys. You're going to change lives, and it's going to be other people's lives, but it's going to be your life as well. And that transformation doesn't happen unless you decide for it to happen. So the how is you got to show up. Okay. You got to show up, and you've got to jump on those few power hours that have been posted. Guys, if you're sitting there and you're just scrolling along, you're not doing anything, you see a power hour pop up and you say, you know what, I haven't done shit today for my business, which that should never be the case by, the late in the evening when I normally post those power hours. But sometimes it happens, all right? Sometimes you had all day family events and so forth or whatever. Pop on it. So what if you're not prepared for it? Cover the thing. You don't got to show your face, even though if you've ever been on some of the ones I'm on, you'll know, like, I rarely have a bra on. A lot of times I don't have makeup on. I might not have washed my hair for a couple days. Hell, I might not have had a shower for a couple days. I normally look a hot mess. Sometimes the makeup has been like not washed off my face and smeared all over me. I might cry. I might cuss. I might whatever, but I still showed up. Okay. And a lot of times when I showed up, it's been on the days I really didn't want to show up. Okay. So the how is showing up and learning, and then putting what you learn into action. And then the focus needs to be, you need to get in the zone, but your focus needs to be on helping other people find success and belief and taking action. So, let's see. I don't know. I guess I won't put anybody else on the spot, but somebody else want to chip in here? I want this to be as much as anybody else to speak up than just me. Anybody? About goals, about how, about focus. I'm going to tell you guys, this is the time where you need to take action most. Like, this is when you need to be like, I got to tell you guys, every year in my history of this industry, February and March have been the absolute biggest months. Well, actually July was for Lavelle. It was the biggest month. July of 2017 was the biggest month I've ever had in network marketing ever. And I'll just tell you, our team did almost 750,000 in sales that month in July, which is ridiculously amazing. So I'll tell you right now that February, some of you guys are like, I'm just trying to get to VIP 800. I'm just trying to get to VIP 1600. I'm just trying to get to 4K, 12K, whatever. Here's the thing. You got to understand, I set my goals high. Like, I believe with all my heart that this is going to be $1 million month. Yep. And I can't do it alone. Because guess what happens? I can tell you right now, at the end of like January, we had over $500,000 in sales. So I believe we can double it this month. Why do I believe that? Because I believe in you all. And I believe that so many of you are going to be so damn determined on your goals that that's going to happen. Like, my check's not going to fluctuate that much. Okay. Once you get to a place, I mean, your check, yes, it could go higher, but guys, if I made what I make right now for the rest of my life, trust me, I'd be perfectly happy with it. Okay. And it's not even about the money. And truth be told, Carrie was teasing me earlier about the fact that I was putting highlights in my own hair, and I cut my own hair. And she was like, Amanda, you made an ass ton of money last year, and here you are cutting your own hair and coloring your own hair. And it's just like, that's just who I am, That's just who I am. Don't get me wrong, I'll go to the salon sometimes, but I'm a cheapskate, man. I don't like to spend a lot of money on myself. And I think they turned out good, don't you think, Carrie? Yeah? I think my little highlights turned out good. Anyways, all right. Who else? Somebody's got something. Guys, Heather is going to be doing a personal development series. She's going to post on the Pacesetters page, and I can tell you that she's read over the past, since June, she's read a butt ton of personal development. She's gone through a crap ton. And I just want to say this. I had never met Heather before I met her in Tennessee. And it was a matter of Sandy joining, Heather joining, them showing up to a Tennessee local that Chastity Marie was having, literally like a day later after you signed. And they sat at dinner with us all, and just, I mean, guys, they just got poured into. And then they went back to Lisa and Chas's room and continued to talk to them. They started their Thrive experience the very next day. And, you know, Heather's gone through some transitions where she's gone back to work. She's had to fight those personal development, like those struggles personally, but she's done the work, and now she's ready. Like, she's ready to run forward. So she's going to be doing a personal development series every Monday. I'm not sure how long are you doing it for? She doesn't know how long she's doing it for. But if you need something, okay, if you got to start somewhere, guys. All right. You got to start somewhere. And if you need something to fill your cup up on Monday night, she's going to post, like I said, she's going to post the link. It'll be a Zoom, and anybody is welcome to hop on there with her and just fill your cup up and kind of get some information. Maybe you're just now starting off on doing personal development. This is a great way to introduce it into your life.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, Amber just inspired me because, I mean, you and Sandy both know, like, the battles that I face. And I honestly started this series pretty much to hold myself accountable. And to show our team that, you know, when you grow your mindset, your paycheck grows. So that's how I started it. And I actually, if you guys want me to, I can post the link. Some weeks we might read a book. This last week, I actually posted the Tony Robbins link to I'm Not Your Guru. And so if you guys are interested, you know, I can actually put that in the group if that's something that you guys want me to do, because I think it's like an hour and a half long or something like that. But I don't know. I really like Tony Robbins. The language is a little much for my liking, but he's very inspiring and he's very blunt and to the point.
Well, you guys, I'll just tell y'all, and I look horrible. Heather goes out of her way to try to find free links, free YouTubes, anything like that, so that everybody, no matter if you're brand new and you're broke as a joke, because we've all been there, right? So that everybody can participate. Because basically what she does is, like, we start off the Zoom and we kind of talk about what we've read the following week, and kind of what everybody's aha moments was and what they took away. And then she kind of closes out the Zoom with it's almost like a book club, you guys, you know, in a sense. And then a lot of times it's just an audio or, you know, YouTube link or whatever. And it's usually something that you can watch or listen to multiple times during the week.
Yeah, for sure. Post that on the Pace Setters page. I think that'd be wonderful for so many. And, you know, I think that anybody that needs any type of personal development whatsoever, I mean, it would be beneficial. And you'll probably see me jump on there some nights as well. I can't always jump on, but I will definitely be hopping on sometimes because if my mindset's not right sometimes, guys. And here's the thing. It's like I do personal development in my attention span is like this. So it's like I'll read a couple pages, but a lot of times my personal development is as soon as I wake up in the morning, I listen to, again, it might be Tony Robbins. It might be Les Brown. It might just be something that I typed in, inspiration or whatever. I think this is a fantastic idea, and I think a lot of people will really benefit from it. And I think you're just going to continue to see that series grow, and it is going to grow you, you know?
Can I say something really quick? So I just kind of running two things into one, if you will. I've gotten a lot of messages from my team and other people just basically going like, what the crap are you doing to sign so many customers? I think, don't quote me, I think I've signed about 9 or 10 customers this week. Most of my customers are $200 plus customers. And so I get asked all the time, what am I doing? And part of it is personal development. Through listening to all these different people, I have my mind right, because you guys, y'all know we're faced with a lot of negative. We get a lot of no's. We get family that doesn't understand why our nose is in our phone all the time. They can't see the vision. You know, my family loves me. They can't understand what my 200K check is going to look like, right? They can't even understand what am I, like, I'm like at 30K right now, if that's what's right. They can't understand. When I say I made this much this week, they're like, how? You don't go to work. So we face so much negativity. So like I do personal development, A, to have my mind right, but B, I do a lot of learning how to close deals, like how to talk to people. There's a lot of Holton Bugs is one, and Heather did a series on Holton Bugs like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but man, he's a beast at closing customers. I have personal development. I have had the opportunity to train with the billionaire, Heather help me, VeggieTales, Virgil, whatever. He's like the creator of VeggieTales. Dude has like multiple streams of income. He's, like I've been able to mentor with some huge earners. And I can tell you, people that make a lot of money they read a lot of books. They pour into their mind. So I'm signing so many customers, y'all, because I'm in the right headspace. I do my personal development. Second part of signing all the customers, y'all, is this is a numbers game. You can't talk to the same couple of people over and over again. You have to be talking to new people. You have to talk to a lot of people. You guys, I'm going to be really honest. I've not combed my hair. I've not changed clothes in over 24 hours. I've not combed my hair. I did brush my teeth this morning. My husband appreciated that, but that's all I've done. I haven't showered, changed my clothes. I have literally been right here today. I told everybody in the leadership chat yesterday, I told Amanda and Carrie and everybody, I said, yesterday I asked God, I prayed, and I asked God for 3 good customers. And I got the first one like that. And then the other 2 are dragging their feet. And I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to happen today. And then like that, bam, bam, they both messaged me and they're like, okay, I'm ready to order. And I'm like, ah! So I'm like scrambling to get their orders in. All 3 of those people yesterday ordered almost $250 worth of product each. But it's a numbers game, you guys. It's for me. And I mean, Amanda makes a lot more money than me. She can, say whether this is her or not. But for me, personal development is huge. And just knowing that if I talk to a crap ton of people every day, and not the same people over and over again, but if I'm constantly growing my audience, my friends list, I'm going to sign a lot of customers. And, Amanda told y'all in the beginning, I ended last month at about 30K. Heather and I come in June, and Heather and I both went 12K, like almost overnight, it felt like. And I've sit at 12K. And 12K is a nice rank to be at, you guys. But I'm like, okay, Sandy, you've sit there long enough. It's time to do something. So I said, you know what? I ended January about 30K. I am determined to end February at 80K. If that means I have to go out and sign 80 grand in customers this month, that's my goal. That is my goal. And that's, you guys, that's almost triple. That's almost triple volume where I ended in January. But I think it's possible because my team is amazing, you guys. My team is amazing. And this is like that time of year. Like, I don't know if y'all all feel it.
You guys wait. You just wait till earned income tax returns hit. Okay. And you're going to see the floodgates lifted. And as soon as you do, you're going to kick yourself if you've not been staying consistent. You've not been posting. You've not been talking to people, because I'm going to tell you, there's people going to be joining somebody, and it's going to become massively. And I mean, I wish I could explain to you all the amount of craziness that's going to happen coming out of Vegas. All I'm going to tell you right now is I don't know what's going to happen, but every single new product release that we've ever had, it's been explosive. And I'm just going to tell you, those of you all that's not going to be in Vegas, work your ass off. Work your ass off, like without a shadow of a doubt, because this company, every time you turn around, does something and you're like, what? And they don't do things like the same, guys. They change stuff based off of what they're seeing happen, like what they're seeing happen, okay? So trust me, if they don't announce something at this period of time, like these triple fast starts, do you guys realize how big that is? Like these triple fast starts, I know some of you guys are in the mindset that you can't sign a 400 kit. Quit. Why? Why can't you? I can't tell you how many people I sign as a 400 kit because that's what I tell them they need to do. That I'm very straightforward. Listen, when I first started, I was like, I couldn't even sell a $25 product. Reality, okay? Couldn't even sell a $25 product. Why? A, I wasn't confident in it anymore. B, people didn't want to be locked into a commitment. Okay. C, people couldn't feel it. People couldn't feel it. They couldn't get that immediate, oh my. But I'm going to tell you what, that's the difference between something that you're excited about, something that you know works, something that you know is going to make somebody's life feel better. You feel more confident telling them, listen, you get a $400 kit. Not only are you, as the enroller, going to get a triple fast start bonus right now, you guys, that is $240 on a $400 kit. Holy crap. You better believe day one, I had that I unlocked that triple fast start bonus. Why? Because I was aggressive with it. So anybody coming on till the end of triple fast starts, I'm going to get 240, 240, 240, 240, 240. That's a lot of money. I unlocked some 800 kits in that process too. Why? Because it's more beneficial for them. Right? Why? Because it's going to be going away now. It's changed. Before, when we said, nah, don't get the 800 because, you know, you want to wait till you're closer to 200K. Well, right now you get 20 codes for 10% off and 20 codes for 15% off. Carrie, actually, you don't get off the hook tonight because Carrie, first of all, Nikki Boyles, I'm not sure if she's on or not, but I'm going to let Carrie talk here in just a second. But I made a post the other day about these 800 kits. So every single one of you on here that are like, I can't afford an 800 kit. I want you to know, Nikki Boyles didn't have the money. This was right around Christmas time, okay? She was like, I'm going to hustle. And she pre-sold. She pre-sold. Do you hear that? Pre-sold. She didn't have the money. She pre-sold her minis, okay? And some of her team didn't want to really, you know, order whatever. So she pre-sold for some of those people too that were like, they didn't want to put in the work, but they wanted to get minis out to their customers, okay? So she sold, and she did it for like $15 or something like that. But I think she might have had some other product or something. But you can do them for $20, whatever you want to do. Make it a special deal, and you're going to be more aggressive with it, and you're going to get your money back, okay? So please, learn how to invest in yourself, but at the same time, know that the more product that you get out in people's hands, and if you get paid as a 200K on every one of those volumes at Doublethink, plus those codes right now, you find a way. You go aggressively trying to figure out how you're going to do this so that you can get massive product into people's hands. I can promise you this. The more people you get thriving that actually pay for their product more aggressively than ever before, they're going to run. Here's a prime example, and I'm going to let Carrie talk after this. I sent Carrie a sample in what? January last year? February last year, okay? I didn't charge her for that sample. I didn't even have her sign up as a free customer with me then. Guess what? She tried it, and she sat it on it, and then Carrie joined me, okay? She bought a kit, and she got her ass to work. See the difference there? All right, Carrie.
Yeah.
Tell people what you're doing aggressively with this 800 pack because Carrie did order it. So, Carrie, share.
So honestly, outside of everything, obviously outside of having a ton of product on hand, the coolest thing are those promo codes. Because I feel like I was talking about this morning with somebody, like whenever you're watching somebody that's vlogging or anybody that posts on Instagram, what's the coolest part of their post? Like, hey, you can get this for 25% off, use my code. That just sounds so official. So the cool thing is that I have a group of, I think there was like 600 people. I'm down at the halfway mark. I've reached out to 300 people. But here's the cool thing. I have learned that sometimes it's just catching that person on payday, or maybe it was their birthday and they got extra cash. Like, always reach out. And I really try to keep the lowest of expectations. You know, if it's been 6 or 7 days, reach out. Hey, just want to let you know, this is the best deal I've ever had. In 7 months, this is the best deal. You're going to get free shipping. That's like $14, $15 off. You're going to get 10% off. That's another $14, $15 off. And I'm throwing in a $15 product credit. My monthly product credit so like what I got in January, you know how it pays us out on the 2nd? It was like 300 and something. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like, my goal is to get 1 enrollment a day this month. And that puts me at like 19. I can give 19 people, something like that, 19 people, $15 back. So that's what I've been doing. And it's crazy because these are people like, you know, obviously when you go to message these people, like you scroll up and you're like, this mofo hasn't responded to me in like a month and a half. It's like all me, you know? End up just getting so lucky catching somebody at the right time. Like I said, they just end up having extra money. Or the big thing that I found, I have 2 people ordering today after Super Bowl. And it's like, man, I've felt like crap. Ever since I tried the sample, I felt like crap. Like, and I always say, the biggest kicker for my 3-day sample isn't day 1. It's not day 2. It's not day 3. It's day 4. Like, say hello to the way you felt before you tried this kind of a thing. So that's honestly been like the biggest thing, is just I'm checking in. I have 0 expectations. I'm just always going to let you know when I have a special. And right now it's like, hello, the tone pack is like $189 and I have a way for you to get it for like $110. That's like the dream, right? Like, are you kidding? So that's been my thing, just really straightforward. Hey, I've got massive discounts right now. I said through Sunday, which was a fib, but I don't care because I like urgency. But, you know, I'll probably extend it now till Wednesday. I was like, hey, I've got really awesome discounts right now. You're going to get free shipping, 10% off, and $15 product credit. Let me know if you're interested. And like a couple of people were like, dang, I get paid in 2 weeks. Well, obviously I'm going to have them in 2 weeks, you know? So it's like, at least they answer. So that's what I've been doing.
So, okay, some of you guys might have been like, holy crap, she's reached out to 300 people. Like, I don't know how many of y'all caught that, because some of you guys weren't on the power hour that we did the other night. Carrie went through all of her post of likes and comments and messages and everything and wrote everybody's name down, and she's just going down the list, guys. And that was one of the tips that we suggested. And Carrie, no, I didn't go live today because I woke up till 12:30 in the afternoon, and
Oh my God.
I know that was like way too late for me to like go live. I mean,
whatever. That's like 10 a.m. over here.
It was literally, I woke up and I said, oh my God, I can't believe you let me sleep this long, Dottie.
You need it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even stay up super late last night, but the reality of this is, guys, is that it really is, just like Sandy said, it's a numbers game. And some of you guys are like, I mean, you got to realize Carrie's reached out to 300 people. I want you to think about this. Even if only a couple of those people say yes right now, okay? Only a couple maybe say yes right now. What do you think is going to be fresh in their mind come the income tax return? Carrie's deal. And they're going to say, do you still have that special? Or she's going to see them out shopping and eating, and she's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to follow up with that sucker because I know they want this, and they must have got their income tax check. Because let's just be real here, guys. People go and splurge. They do. They go and splurge. You can tell when people are broke as a joke, because trust me, I've been there. And then you see them all of a sudden out to dinner or going out to eat, or they're remodeling or they're whatever. You know, they just got some money.
Or, my thing is, because I swear I'm surrounded by all amazing single moms, like, oh, so you got eyelash extensions. Oh, you're going to get your nails done. Like, okay, boo, you have money. What's going on? If you have money, let's take care of the insides. That's what's going to help you long term. I always will message people like, girl, you look great on the outside. How you feel on the inside? I've got what you need for the inside. And they're like, okay, good point.
How often do you talk about the product with those people? That's part. Hold on, I've seen this. That's part I'm kind of scared of. What would you say? Okay, so here's something else I need to make sure that I make very clear. Everybody's going here. Okay, here's what I do, and I'm going to tell you this because everybody's personality is going to be different, and there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just, I can tell you this. My follow-up is going to be different than Carrie's follow-up. It's going to be different than Sandy's follow-up. But the biggest thing is that you follow up with the person based off of the way your relationship is with that person. I feel like there's certain people that I'm going to be straight to the point with. Girl, when the hell are you going to just sign up? And then there's going to be certain people that I need to like kind of baby step it with them. And it's going to be a matter of getting them to actually, it to be their idea. Okay. I could have never got Carrie. I'll be honest. If I would have came straight at her with this opportunity, she would have shut down on me in a second. Okay. But I was just a friend. Okay. I was just a friend, and she was curious. What the hell are you doing? And then she's a dollar person. So she was straight up. And she
Remember that? Let me see your check.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. Like, you're going to have different people, the way you talk and the way you follow up with them. No, every time I talk to somebody, it's not about product. But when I follow up, when I'm in a follow-up zone and I'm using a coupon or I'm using whatever, Carrie, it's direct, right?
Yeah.
It's direct.
Yeah. I'm big on, and this is probably because I'm super, super red, but I'm really big on like not wasting people's time.
Yeah, not chit chat.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to pop in and tell you what's going on, and then you can kind of get back to your life.
But that's you. That's how your personality, and Sandy's very good on just like closing that right now, like closing it. And here's the thing, guys. I am not that person. I'm like the person who's like, but when you're telling me you're serious, okay, I'm trying to close. Oh
my God, Amanda, you must have sent me the rewards plan, the product info. Like, that is, I was so hesitant for like 5.5 months. And it was like, do you remember I'd pop up and be like, okay, what about this? And I don't know where you save that stuff in your phone, but it was like 8 seconds. And whenever I popped up, she was right there ready to go. It wasn't, 2 or 3 hours later, I would have lost my interest in that moment. Whatever I saw, she got it. She was like, right. That was amazing. I would say if I had to pick the reason, it was like, you were 30 seconds later, you had it. And I had a team of greens. You were like, Lord Jesus. I'm like, tell me about it. But I'm like, these are the questions that they have. This is what's going on. And you were like, what's the comp plan? It's 15, 10, 10, 10. Like you were on point. You knew your stuff for sure.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. And I wasn't like, here's the thing. I knew how to grab my resources quick. If you go through, I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to stop recording at this point. I'm going to stop recording just because this is so long that people aren't going to watch it if I keep it much longer. But I'm going to show you guys something on a personal note.